Hello, Ravens on the London's Crow, and welcome to a vlog. We're returning to vlogs. We're now doing vlogs again. Vlogs are cool. I've did that joke before. Yes, I have. Have I? Yeah, first vlog, yeah. I do vlogs now. Vlogs are cool. Yep, we're returning to that old joke. Yeah, it's happening. And for my return to vlog, I decided to do something big, something that affects me deeply, genuinely. Something sort of serious rather than humorous for change, though everything I do is kind of serious. I'm not so good at the humorous thing, so oh well. So what is it that I want to talk about? Well, I want to talk about an ailment I suffer from, which is ASD, autistic spectrum disorder. Big surprise, I suffer from ASD. Specifically, I have Asperger's, which is the mild side of autism. So, I mean, it's not still kind of bad. It is. It's just that it's milder than the other form of autism. Which, yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how to. I don't really know where I was going with this. I mean, I wanted to talk about it, obviously. Which is how it affects me, and how it affects most people with ASD, and how you should treat people with ASD. Because it's not. ASD isn't always a bad thing. There are good qualities about it too. Obsessive personality is one of the main things that can be stated about autism. We have an obsessive personality. We obsess over specific topics, and we'll learn as much as we can about those specific topics. And do everything in our power to grasp those specific topics as much as we can. We have an almost encyclopedic memory in some cases. It's incredible, some of the things that I can still remember. I have an eidetic memory on top of being, well, I have that encyclopedic memory, basically. It's an incredible thing. Also, yes, Artemis is still here. I didn't just chuck him off to the side and forget about him. I'm just going to leave him here, just with his ears poking up. Anyway, yeah, so, this is an interesting topic. It's not. It's just a topic I wanted to talk about, etc. But no, there are bad things about it. So, we're terrible at socializing. Like, how did I describe it before? Imagine doing archery. No, a lot of people won't know how to do archery. A lot of people will. Those that do know how to do archery, they might not be good at it necessarily, but they know how to do it. Actually, most people probably know how to do archery. Not a great analogy, but basically, autistic people are the people who don't know how to do archery in this case. We can't do it. We're not good at it. And people who don't have autism naturally know how to do archery. But of course, in this scenario, archery is actually socializing and being social and all of that stuff. We naturally don't know how to do it. Like, we can teach ourselves to do something similar to socializing, but we're not quite grasping the actual fundamentals of socializing. Yeah, it's not great most of the time. Then, yeah, you guys all can do it, which is a bit odd. But yeah, no, that's a basic way to describe autism as far as social stuff goes. And then there's faces, because, human faces, you're idiots. Like, you mess up, like, okay, so you cry, but why do you cry? Well, you're either happy or you're sad. You're happy or you're sad. How can you cry if you're happy or if you're sad? What, it doesn't make sense. How can you, if you're happy, you cry. If you're sad, you cry. But they're opposite things. Why do you do the same thing for opposite things? It makes no sense. Oh. And then there's anger, friggin' being angry. Like, if you're shouting, I know you're angry, you're upset, you're annoyed, any of those things. You can be a lot of things with different emotions. So we don't know how to do that. We don't know how to tell how someone feels by their face, by how they're speaking, anything like that. It's a mess. Yeah. It's a real mess. And you know, so there's a common thing which is, oh, autistic people talk like robots. No, we don't. We talk in a one of the showing signs of autism is talking in melodic tone. Melodic, not monotone. Melodic. Melodic is literally probably the opposite of monotone. It's where we move our voices up and down in tone. We change our tone a lot. And also the accent thing. We do accents quite often. It's a common thing. Yeah, fun fact. And there's this weird thing on the internet that the internet tends to have. All of you probably have seen it. You might not have. Where autism is used as an insult or a derogatory term for things that aren't autism related. It's just something that's stupid. It's used in the same vein as spastic used to be. It's not okay. Using it like that is just... It's just rude, and I don't know how to say it. You shouldn't use it like that. It's insulting for a start. It's rude. It's just plain out bullying, which isn't great because the highest autism is one of the things that has the highest rate of depression. Like, there's a higher rate of depression in those with autism. In fact, everyone I've met who has autism has suffered from depression at one point or another. So, yeah. And on top of that, there's this use of autism as a derogatory term. Like, it's just piling thing on thing on thing on thing on thing on thing. It's a mess. Another point that I'm going to make about autism, which is, you might notice people with autism, if you know any people with autism, they'll butt into conversations randomly. It's a thing they do. It's a thing we all with autism do. Whether we can help it or not, which we can't help it. We genuinely can't. If we know something about a topic and someone's talking about a topic, we will butt into the conversation. It's how our minds work. We don't have as much inhibition as everyone else to stop ourselves from doing that. That's the issue we have. That's one of the many, many issues we have. Another issue that should be noted, by the way, I'm just going to go back to that topic. I've done that in the past and just been like, were you part of the conversation? No, I think not. That's really annoying, because no, I wasn't, but I know stuff about what you're talking about, and I want to tell you about it. So, just be slightly more understanding, please, with people with autism about that, okay? Can you all do that for me, please? Oh yes, sensory overload. This is what I wanted to talk about. This is a massive problem because there's most people with autism will have hypersensitivity in some sense or another. I have smell, not really taste, but smell and hearing are my two hypersensitivities, and I actually have a low sensitivity for taste. Or is it touch? No, I have a low sensitivity for touch. I'd argue otherwise, but I've been told I have a low sensitivity for touch. Oh well. Yeah, so the point is, these hypersensitivities can cause sensory overload. They may not themselves cause sensory overloads. Sensory overloads can happen without the hypersensitivities. For example, if there's a load of people talking at once in the room, all of this goes in our heads. All of this. We hear it all. We might not be able to make it out at all of it out. We might not technically hear it all, or we might not understand it all, but we will hear it all. That's our brain processes it still. Our brain will process what we hear, just won't tell us what it is. That's what causes sensory overload, because we're processing everything at once. Everything. All the time. All at once. Yeah. That's a big, big, massive problem. So if someone, like, with autism suddenly goes, like, and starts holding their head or slamming their head against a wall or anything like that, it's because they're having sensory overload. Get them to someone who can help. Well, maybe not someone who can help. Just get them to somewhere quiet, okay? I won't ask. Okay? We good? Live long and prosper, etc., etc. Live long and prosper. Can't do it with my right hand. Live long and prosper. Ow! It hurts on my right hand. Yes. Another point. Hypersensitivity. Back to hypersensitivity. This is a massive problem due to... So for me, hearing is a massive problem. I can hear, like, pens writing annoys the hell out of me, because it's just right in my head. Super high pitched. It's really annoying. Paper scrubbing on desk, like if you're moving paper on a desk, it's the worst. I can actually mentally hear it right now. Whew, that hurts. Smell as well is my other one, which vinegar is the worst thing in the world. I hate vinegar. I don't know why, I just hate it. It's the worst ever. Yeah. This is just unedited me ranting about how autism is treating me, explaining autism to all of the non-autistic people and those who don't know anything about autism. It's mostly how it affects me. Now for me, I'm luckily not affected as much by the social thing. I've learned to grasp socialising, I'm good at socialising, good at explaining things. At least a wee bit. I'm not actually that great at explaining things, but I'm better than most people with autism. I mean, maybe I'm not. I don't know. All the people I've met with autism, at least, I'm better than. No offense to them. Yeah. Yeah. There's also a thing, people with autism, we like schedules. We want to know the plan beforehand. If you drag us away from a plan that we've already made, like, we will normally plan things by ourselves in our head, then if someone else has made a plan, has decided, yeah, let's drag them away. Like parents, this is for parents specifically. If your child has autism, tell them in advance that you're going to do something the next day, okay? If not the next day, preferably try and tell them a week beforehand. And then remind them each day. It's the best way I can say to do it. Okay? Okay. It's all you can... Like, that is the best way to make sure that they do not get upset, that they don't have a breakdown. Because I've had a number of meltdowns, they're called, over trivial things like being dragged out of the house because I was planning on doing something else. I was planning on going on the internet, playing games, anything like that. I was planning, like, I've done that many a time. It's not on purpose, it's not like something we can control, it's just the way our brains work. Yeah. Now, it should also be noted that the, what's that noise? It's like a wave, like... Yeah, there's like a ringing noise. Huh, what is that? Yeah, no, that's what I mean by... That's sort of what I mean by hypersensitive hearing. I can hear that noise. Don't know what it is. You guys probably can't hear it. I mean, even if you were here, you might not be able to hear it, but you certainly can't hear it through the camera's audio. Yeah. I don't know what else I want to speak about. Oh, yes, obviously. We tend to be introverted. It's not this is a general brushstroke rule. We tend to be introverted. I'm an ambivert, luckily, so I can socialize and be introverted. Mostly I will go into full social, then shift back into logical, working, introverted. And then I will, anytime I'm in a social situation, shift over to social, extroverted, loud, obnoxious, possibly funny occasionally. You get the point. That's how I work. That's how my brain works. I can't work on the way of. I don't work like social and also smart. I work on social or smart. Switch between the two. That's all I can do. It's annoying, but it's the truth. And another thing, if you please don't say, oh, you have Asperger's, you're not really disabled. Yeah, we are. That's not how that works. Disability impairs people from doing something for an extreme, a long amount of time. Anything over 3 months is basically a disability. So breaking your arm, not a disability. It will not affect you forever. But anything that impairs your ability to act on something for longer than 3 months, possibly life, is counted as a disability. So includes autism, which is a lifelong problem that affects socializing forever. Also, this is my final point, I swear. If you're ever explaining anything to us, explain it in detail. As much detail as you can. Get off me. As much detail as you can. Because we won't understand. Well, we will possibly understand, we just won't understand fully. We'll make assumptions, they'll most likely be wrong. Explain fully. And if there's something you want us to do, tell us you want us to do it. We're not the best at assuming things. We're not the best at making leaps of logic. We'll understand if you tell us to do something we won't understand. If you tell us to do something and then assume that we'll do something else added onto it. Tell us exactly what you want us to do, okay? If you ever want us to do something, or if you're ever asking us to do something, tell us. Yeah. At least that's what I've learned from all of my years of, all of my 2-ish years of being assessed with autism, then hanging out in a club full of autistic people, helping out with a seminar on autism, etc., etc. It was interesting. Anyhow, I'm not sure what else I can say. I mean, I could go into the causes of autism, which is, no, not the government putting friggin' chemicals in the water, and if anyone says that, I will punch them in the face, because that is the stupidest, shittiest thing you can say. It's the worst. It's dumb, and just no, it's a lifelong thing. You're born with it. It's your brain being wired differently. It's wired so that you're more logical, more smart. On average, people with autism have a higher IQ than those that don't. That's on average. Yeah, which is pretty good, actually. Well, people with Asperger's, which is high functioning autism. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think that's about it. Is that about it? I suppose I could go deeper into the causes. I mean, if you go really deep into the cause, there's one main cause, which is the area that connects the left side of your brain and the right side of your brain, logic, creative, it has less connections for people with autism. So there's less ability to send signals across. So it's more difficult to process everything for us. Me, personally, I don't like being in a group of more than 4 people, including myself. Normally, my preferred number of people to talk to at once is 2. 2 other people me to other people. That's what I prefer personally. I could go up to 4, 5 or beyond. No. There's no way. I suppose I can do, maybe, for those that have ASD, I'll go over some coping strategies I've developed at least, which is, so you might have a problem with crowds. Crowds are this massive issue. Crowds are a big problem. I personally treat crowds as one person. Imagine a crowd as one person. You're talking to one person. This crowd is one entity. It's one person. An entity. Okay? That's my coping strategy for crowds. I don't know whether it would work or not. It works for me. It's how I got a 23 in GCSE English. Individual speaking. Yeah. Yeah, no, other than that, I think that's about it. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. I could go on and talk about how badly it can affect people. But no, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at my massive issue, the issue that many other people have. It's not exclusive to me by any stretch of the imagination. It's, in fact, around 1% of the population in the country I live in have autism of some degree. That's a really high number. Going up because evolution, it's just being diagnosed better, etc., etc. Yeah, no, it's genuinely interesting element. Now, what I recommend for anyone who's actually interested about learning about autism and actually knowing about autism, check out the Chris Packham show. Chris Packham did a show, not a show. Check out the Chris Packham. What was it? What could you call? I guess it was a show. It was Chris Packham Autism and Me, I think it's called, and it was very good. It explained autism amazingly. And what I will say, I hate America. I'll say this, because the way you've tried to cure autism, curing autism as a thing in and of itself is, I just hate that idea. It's such a bad idea. Convincing kids they don't need, that autism is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a thing that defines you. It's part of your person. Heck, if I didn't have autism, I would never have met my girlfriend. I am really glad that I have autism. I'm trying to cure something like that. It's stupid. It has so many gifts. Higher IQ, obsessive personality, encyclopedic knowledge of these obsessive topics. So, for example, I know a large amount of Greek mythology. I know a large amount of mythology in general. I know a large amount about video games, etc., etc., etc. It's madness. I'm wanting to cure something like that. It's so pointless. And the ways you go about curing things, there was a behaviourist cure that I saw on the Chris Packham Autism and Me thing, which was literally just grind into them how to socialise normally. And apparently the autistic traits go away for a year. The autistic traits go away. Do you know why the autistic traits probably go away? Because you've trained them to do it. Guess how long it'll take until the autistic traits come back? About a year. It's not something you can get rid of like that. It's genuinely, from what I saw of it, it was evil, stupid, hate-filled. It was such a bad thing. And then the other thing was a mental cure. It was just things put on your head, try to change your brain. Why would you try and change someone's brain? It's what makes them them. I understand people want this cure, but I think it's stupid. I think the ways that you're trying to cure it are just atrocious. And for parents, if your child has autism, they don't need a cure. They don't necessarily want a cure. Don't tell them they need to have a cure. don't assume that it's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Because there are good things that come with it as well. There are a lot of good things that come with it. So don't assume, don't say that it's a bad thing when it's probably not. So this isn't going to be added just as a fact, just a point. Yeah. Ah well. Other things. Yeah. I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. Is there anything else? Shoot, I swear there was something else I could talk about. Oh yes, for any loved ones with people with autism, don't be offended. Like if they don't reciprocate much, like if they don't show. So I'm terrible at showing that I like people. I'm not good at it. I for example, I can't kiss. I physically can't kiss. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I can hug. I'm good at that. But I don't know when it's a good time. I don't know when I should do that. I don't know anything. But no, I don't form attachments to people. That's one of the things with autism. I don't generally form attachments with people. It's not like something that I do form some attachments with some people that I like a lot, but I don't form many attachments with people. It's a general rule of thumb. And I don't have much of an attachment with my family. No, I love them and all, but I don't have an attachment with them. I wouldn't really, like, I'm not the type to, I probably wouldn't cry. That sounds bad. I probably wouldn't cry if they died. That sounds really bad, but it's unfortunately true. It comes with autism. Don't be offended by that. It's just how we are. It's a part of our mental processing. We think about everything logically. Not everything. Well, we think about a lot of things logically. You get the point. But don't be offended if that's the case. Swear there was more. But I don't think that there's any need to go on. Basically, all I'm saying is treat people with autism with respect. Treat autism as the illness, the disability, with respect, because there are good things that come with it too, and don't think that it needs cured. It doesn't. It doesn't need cured. There's no cure for it. Trying to cure it is a phenomenally bad thing. It's just atrocious. So yeah, this has gone on for almost half an hour now. Just me talking. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. So I've been the one known as Crow. Signing off. See y'all later. Bye.